Alright everybody, this is Nash here, and today I have my preview video for Alabama. Now this is it's a different preview. This is one where I'm kind of going and saying, I'm betting on what I think is going to happen this week versus Alabama. Last week I released this video, real money Texas parlays, Longhorns Texas parlays, real money on the line. That's the title of the video. If you want to watch that, go watch that one. I kind of go in depth on what the parlays are and all that stuff. I'm not going to really do that this one, but we will be looking at how we did last week, and we will recap on the rules and all those things. So without further ado, let's get into the video. If you like the video, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and drop a comment on below what you think of A, my parlays that I'm choosing on my prop bets, and B, what do you think? If you were to put some underdog prop bets, drop those down below. Alright, now let's get right into it. So here are my results from week 1. I mean, we were close on the Quinn Ewers. That was pretty close to the 249.5, 225. Nowhere close on the Xavier Worthy. The Jordan Addison, I'm not even really going to look at that thing. And the reason why is that was so much of a blind guess, and got rid of him right there. You see, it was just so much of a blind guess. I hadn't been paying attention to USC all that much. All I knew was he was a really good wide receiver. Blitnikoff last year has Caleb Williams. So you know what? For the heck of it, let's take the over, because I was confident in all these bets. So I was like, you know what? I think that one is probably the most likely to hit. Just off, I didn't know much of anything else for all the other teams. Now, Bijan Robinson hit on that, and there was no way in my mind they were going to use him that much. He rushed 10 times. He was on the field for 10 rushes. You'll see he had 10 snaps as a rusher. Was on the field 10 times as a rushing formation, or not rushing formation, but when a rush play was done. So he wasn't blocking when they were doing runs, all that stuff, which would make no sense. But he finished with 7.1 yards per rush. So I will be honest. I was like, ooh, it's getting a little close now. This is where I figured it would be, around this range. I figured he would go for over 100 all-purpose yardage, which he did. He had a lot. He was running some routes in the pass game, which was really nice. I think I want to say it was like 18 routes or something like that. Or no, he was on the field for 18 pass. But regardless, I was right on that. Hey, I just figured there's no way they're gonna risk him getting injured versus Alabama. Now, let me give you my excuses for this, okay? And I was wrong. I just had to look it up, pause it for a second. Bijan Robinson did run. He was on the field for 22 pass snaps, ran 18 routes as a receiver. So that's something that we like to see, the dual threat usage out of Bijan Robinson. More of that, please. Now, Quinn Ewers. If you had polled 100 Texas fans, just an average mix of die-hard fans to just casual fans, and you said, what is Quinn Ewers' best thing? Most of them are going to come back saying the deep ball. That's where he's best at. Well, he was the worst at that. That was his, by far, the thing that he did the worst was the deep ball in the game versus ULM. You look at this, 4 of 10 on passes 10-plus yards. 1 of 5 on passes 20-plus yards. Xavier Worthy, who I said he was going to get a lot of targets. Now, he did not get the most targets, but 2 receptions on 7 targets, that's just not something that I figure you're going to see much out of Xavier Worthy, ever, if at all, in Texas. And then the Ewers to Worthy, 20-plus yards, 39 average depth of target. And those are targets that are specifically to Worthy. So 39 average depth of target to Worthy. This is where I'm going to make some excuses for myself. And let's just play the what if game. What if they hit on 2 of 4 of those passes with the 39 average depth of target? Well, that's plus 78 yards. Plus 78 yards to Xavier Worthy. 102. That's a hit. That's a green. Plus 78 yards to Quinn Ewers. 303. That's a hit. That's over 249.5. So if Ewers was accurate, and I know shoulda, coulda, woulda, all that stuff. If Ewers can get accurate, man, I think I would have I'd have made some money, you know. But even more so, we need to see him be accurate for us to be a good football team this year. And he improved. He did start to improve throughout the game. There was one target that was pretty close. It was a ball to the end zone. Try to put it where only his guy could get it, but if he just dropped it just a little bit shorter, Worthy would have had it for a touchdown. Now, also another point is that I want to make is these guys, they didn't play a full game, and when I was walking out the stadium, I was like, I shouldn't have put it down for the level of confidence that I did, because it should have been in my head. I was thinking it with Bijan, but I wasn't thinking of it with Worthy and Quinn Ewers, is that these guys, they're not going to be on the field the entire game. You know, it's going to be more like Rice last year. It's a first half, and then, they might play a couple snaps, a couple drives in the second half, but then they're out, you know? At least the starters are. So I should have thought about that. But nevertheless, I still almost feel I would probably say about the same. I would still put the same bet that I did last week, with the thought of, okay, maybe one of these guys isn't going to hit. So now, without further ado, we're going to make our picks for this week. But we're also going to give you a recap on the rules. I'm going to give myself a recap on the rules too. First rule, must choose 3 picks minimum. I can choose up to 5 picks. Rule number 2, I must show the results at the start of the next episode. Showed the results of week 1 at the start of this one. I didn't like them, but I showed them. So I got that rule off the board. Rule 3, must use a minimum of $5 and a maximum of $20 per bet. And then you're going to see the scale coming up now. $5 means I have little to no confidence in the bet. I'm putting a bet down, but I don't, I'm just, this is such a wild card game. I have no idea. $10. I have confidence in at least one parlay of the bet. I have confidence in at least one of my props hitting. $15, I have confidence in at least 2 of my props hitting. 3 of 5 if part of the bet. So what this is saying is, at the minimum, it's about it's above 50% confidence. And then $20, I have full or near full confidence in the bet. All right, so let's go make some picks. Now, here we are. They got Bryce Young, 327.5 pass yards. I'm not going to mess with Bryce Young at all. Jahmyr Gibbs, 29.5 receiving yards. Not going to lie, that's pretty tempting. 97.5 rush yards. 78.5 receiving yards for Jermaine Burton. 60.5 receiving yards for Trayshawn Holden. 207 pass yards for Quinn Ewers. 72.5 rush yards for Bijan Robinson. 45.5 receiving yards for Jordan Whittington. And then 73.5 receiving yards for Xavier Worthy. All right, so now that we've gone over all the picks, it's time to make our picks. Man, it's going to be tough. You got Bryce Young, Quinn Ewers, I'm going to say this has got to be higher. And I'm picking higher because I want it to happen, but also, too, yes, we are going up against a very strong pass defense, but we're going to need to hit some of these deep balls are going to need to hit. And he's going to have to hit 1 or 2 of these. Bijan Robinson, he's got to prove himself. 72.5 rush yards. He's got to go over that if he's going to prove himself. And then Xavier Worthy, I'm going to say last week, I think probably more than anybody on the field, Xavier Worthy's pissed. I think he cannot wait to get on the field and start, get open, really. Now Now we got to choose the BAMA guy. We got to choose at least one BAMA guy. I'm going to go with Jahmyr Gibbs. And I'm going to go on the lower on the rushing. Now, the reason why is because, one, he had some upside as a pass catcher. And I think, especially with his speed, all it takes is 1 or 2 passes, and he can top that receiving yards. 2, we're going to need our defensive line, our defensive tackles, to step up in this game and to stop the rush. And I do think it can be done. So, I think what this is, this bet is saying, hey, Texas is winning the ball game. That's what this is. At least we were competitive. And also, another reason why I'm choosing the under, to be very realistic right here, is he's not the only running back. So if he at all struggles, there is going to be other running backs that are going to be toting the ball. And even if he's not struggling, there's going to be running backs toting the ball. So, I'm choosing the under on this. And also, he did not hit 97.5 rush yards versus Utah State. That is something to keep in mind. Now, if it is a closer game, he could easily see more rush yards. Now, insurance, I'm not going to do insurance. That was not a part of the thing. It wasn't there the first week. I didn't even know that's a whole separate thing, or rabbit hole, but not going to do that. So, time to go back and choose what we're doing for this, and then go back to the confidence scale one more time. I have little to no confidence in the bet $5, $10. I have confidence in at least one parlay of the bet, 15. I have confidence in at least 2. That's basically 15 is over half the bet. 20, I have confidence or near full confidence in the entire bet. Being honest, total honesty hour, no clue. Kind of a clue, but really, at the end of the day, no clue. I am confident in this. I'm gonna have to go with $10 because once again, and I almost did what I did last week, and I forgot to transition the slide, but now I'm gonna have to go with 15. I have confidence in Worthy and Bijan Robinson. Like these two, I'm very sure of. Now, I have to choose at least 3, and we're being fun with this. And there's my slip. There's my bid. My bet on the weekend. So please, if you like the videos, hit the like button. Because I lost last week, I need to, hey. But at the same time, like I said, playing the what if game is pretty close. We need Xavier Worthy and Quinn Ewers to hit the deep ball. And if they return to what we think, Quinn Ewers, I think more than anything, that was just trying to shake off the rust. It was his first game in over a year at playing a live, real, like when I say live, not talking live practice. The other guy actually wants to tackle you live. But hoping that gets buttoned up. Can't wait to see the game this weekend. This game should be amazing. I'm going to be doing all the same videos I did last week for this game. I hope to have out the every play video. I'm not going to have it out immediately because I will be at the game, but I want to get that thing out as soon as possible for y'all. So, without further ado, hook 'em.